This is what the AirPods Max should have been, and it's unfortunate for Apple, but I truly think Sonos has just kind of knocked it out of the park with its brand new product, and that's the Sonos Ace. These are a very premium set of over-the-ear headphones, and it's the first such product from Sonos. Last week, I was able to check out the Ace in person and get a very quick hands-on demo of these new headphones. And the entire time I was learning about them, I just couldn't help but think that Sonos just took what the AirPods are, the AirPods Max in its current form, and just changed mostly everything that people didn't like about them. Now, the design, for example, I love the look of the AirPods Max, but there are some design flaws that lead to some fit and comfort issues. I feel like going the classic route here with some less premium materials on the cups, while it might not look or feel as premium as the AirPods Max with its aluminum, they are remarkably comfortable. They don't clamp down on the sides of the face, they aren't too heavy because you're not using aluminum in heavy quantities on the side of your face. The headband is a lot more traditional, you have some good quality leather here as well as the ear cups. But it's all still very high quality, and you do have some stainless steel for the adjustable part of the band here. It reminds me a lot of the AirPods Max. It's that telescopic look, and it adjusts really easily, and I think it fits really, really well on your head. There's one very subtle logo on the right ear cup, along with some buttons on the right side as well. Now, there's really only one button here that can kind of do it all. You can slide up or down for volume, and then pressing the button in will play pause. You can press it 2 times to skip forward a track, 3 times to skip back, and the button underneath is for active noise cancellation or aware mode. Now, I only got to wear and listen to music on these headphones for about 10 minutes, but I will have a full review very, very soon. But from what I can tell, especially with active noise cancellation, I was really impressed. The Sonos team was pumping in some very loud white noise to stimulate like the plane engine or loud environments, maybe a super loud coffee shop or at the airport or whatever the case might be, and you're in a very loud environment. They were using a pair of Era 300s, which if you've ever seen those, they can get very loud in a small room. And so when I turned on ANC, I was pleasantly surprised at how quickly the noise just immediately disappeared. Of course, it was still a controlled environment, so I'll save my final thoughts for my full review, but I was still pretty impressed. The same goes for the audio quality, especially when listening to music. It was really, really good for the brief time that I spent with it. You can listen to Dolby Atmos audio and lossless music via Bluetooth or USB-C. If you have an Android device, via the new Snapdragon chip, you can also listen to lossless audio. And the spatial audio that I experienced was fantastic, especially when watching content, which is kind of the biggest feature of these headphones, and I'll get to that in just a quick second. But I also do want to stress that you can pair the headphones to the app. You don't have to, it just pairs traditionally via Bluetooth for your phone. But if you have an iPhone, you can download the Sonos app and you can actually adjust and customize a lot more of your experience, which you probably will want to do, especially the EQ. There is an adjustable EQ in there, and so if you don't like the sound out of the box, you can always tailor it to however you want it to be. Now, let's go back to the whole home theater situation here, because Sonos is very well known for making, whole home speakers that work with Wi-Fi, really good sound bars, things that work with your TV. And so if you press and hold the content key on the right cup here, the one that you can use for everything, you can activate the TV audio swap feature. Now at launch, this will only work with ARC soundbars, but eventually it will roll out to both generations of the Sonos Beam and even the Sonos Ray. But this mode will automatically swap the audio from your soundbar or your home theater setup and send it right to your headphones. The latency was practically non-existent, and the spatial sound, the Dolby Atmos, the head tracking, that was all excellent. Again, it just reminded me of the experience I'd get with AirPods Max and maybe pairing it up to your Apple TV, but now you can do that with the Sonos Arc soundbar. And you can also do this, just like AirPods, with an iOS device, so an iPad or an iPhone. Sonos will also update the Ace later this year to feature the all-new True Cinema technology, which precisely maps your space, then renders a complete surround sound system for an audience of just one, you, privately sitting in your home, and you'll have this crazy mapping of a surround sound system, and it sounds amazing. Again, I have way, way, way more testing to do here with these headphones, but my first impressions, I've come away really impressed. I was I had a lot of expectations for these headphones and I was not disappointed. Even the little things make me happy. Now, just like the AirPods Max, you do have magnetic adjustable ear cups. You can swap them out pretty quickly. You have a really good protective case that's actually pretty slim, all things considered. The headphones don't fold, but they do lay flat, so you can kind of fold them inward. And you know, Sonos did that on purpose. They didn't want the folding components to have too much stress, and apparently that's usually the first thing to fail in the future. So Sonos didn't want that at all. And considering that they don't actually fold up or anything, I think the pouch is actually really, really good. It's a nice protective case, and you get some cables inside this little magnetic pouch as well. Oh, and of course, I couldn't test this out or anything, but Sonos claims about 30 hours of battery life with ANC on, which I feel like is really good. For reference, with the AirPods Max, sorry to keep bringing it back, but that's my biggest reference point here. 20 hours of listening on the AirPods Max if you have active noise cancellation and spatial audio on, and so you get a whole 10 hours. That's a pretty solid chunk. You also get 3 hours of battery life with just 3 minutes of charging, so a little bit of fast charging there, which is nice. Now, these do start at $449, which is a lot more than some of the other headphones out there. Usually they're like $349 and then often get discounted to $249, but AirPods Max, those were $549 at launch, and so I don't know, take it for what they are. They are a very premium set of headphones that do offer a little bit more functionality with the whole pairing with your sound bar and everything. And of course, you know, they also come in a couple of different colors. You have classic black and soft white, which is my personal favorite. The Sonos Ace will be available on June 5th, but I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. How do you feel about Sonos' first attempt at headphones? Do you like them? Do you like the features that it integrates with the whole home audio thing and the TV setup? Let me know in the comments down below. This has been Out with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching and hope to see you around in the next video.